South Padre Island officials are thinking about earthquake preparedness after an offshore quake in the Gulf over the weekend. Channel 5's Cecilia Gutierrez spoke to experts and city officials about the quake and future preparedness. Cecilia.
Not since 1979 has there been a registered earthquake in the South Padre Island area. That all changed Saturday evening when a 3.0 magnitude quake was registered just 64 miles offshore. Bill Delaney says he didn't feel the Saturday afternoon quake.
As far as feeling anything, I didn't, because I don't think it would be transmitted through my jacks.
Delaney and others we spoke to are used to little quakes, but it still surprised him when he heard about it through the news.
Well, I live in New Hampshire and was supposedly on some kind of a fault up there, and I'd felt them up there before. Very, very slight. But no, I never expected it here.
Delaney didn't feel anything, but the National Geological Survey shows several people reported feeling the 3.0 magnitude quake.
This relates to this guy, because that's what the star is. So for the valley, of course, we felt, more of our population.
National Weather Service Warning Coordination meteorologist Barry Goldsmith and his team track events like this through the U.S. Geological Survey. The survey doesn't disclose what kind of friction started the quake, but Goldsmith says it's most likely not due to fracking.
The epicenter of this one was 16.6 kilometers, which is approximately 50,000 or more feet.
Because of this, the epicenter was too deep to be related to drilling. He says an earthquake like this is something the Rio Grande Valley never sees.
But there's been very few events. There's not really any known fault lines over there.
So rare, the last known earthquake in that region was 1979, and just one other time before that. Goldsmith says a tsunami, though rare, wouldn't be out of the question.
Day to day, you wouldn't be worried about tsunamis. Even week to week, month to month, year to year. It's an incredibly rare event. However, like anything else that's incredibly rare, with very low odds, it can have very high impact.
If a disturbance occurred in the right place, the wave height of a tsunami could reach 16 to 20 feet.
Knowing what to do in case that happened, despite those low odds, will save a lot of lives.
This has South Padre Island officials thinking about preparedness plans for a bigger earthquake that would cause a tsunami. Emergency Management Coordinator for the island, Doug Fowler, says earthquakes and other emergencies are always on their mind, saying their earthquake plan is like the one they have for hurricanes.
Ultimately, a tsunami is kind of like a tidal wave. It's, even though there can be several waves within a tsunami that you'd have to deal with, but ultimately, with our plans for tidal surge, for a hurricane, it's similar.
He says preparing in advance and notification is the main thing they can do in a situation like that.
The biggest thing we do is we prepare for emergencies in advance. Ultimately, what we do, everything is covered in that we have notifications and communication, and we get together and we talk about what situation that we're facing at the time.
Fowler says the main thing to do is to notify the public so that his team can react appropriately. Both Goldsmith and Fowler say even though the event is rare, it can happen. For earthquake and natural disaster tips, visit our website, krgv.com, and click on the story. In the newsroom, Cecilia Gutierrez, Channel 5 News at 6.